Welcome again to the Seventh Voice podcast. I'm your host, Aziz Adesanya. Today we have another special episode, and we're going to be moving a little bit away from real estate today. We have a business owner in the house today. He's my brother, and he's been doing amazing things with his business. I just want to have a conversation with him to learn more about how the journey has been for him. Today we have the owner, the founder of House of Tigernut. His name is Micheal. Thank you so much, Micheal.
Thank you very much, Aziz. Thank you for having me.
I know we've been having this conversation for probably months now. That I want you to come around, share your story, tell people how you not only moved to Canada and how you get started in business as well. I remember when we met in an event, you came around with your products, and I was just so amazed, a Nigerian is doing this, because when we come to this country, we always think, how can we get our next job? Which obviously almost all of us do. I'm sure you did the same thing.
Absolutely.
You got your 9-to-5 job and everything is going great, I would believe. But there will be a time you feel like business might be the thing.
Yes.
I want us to have a conversation around first, how you came to this beautiful country, obviously. And then we move into how the journey actually started.
Sure.
How long have you been in Canada?
I've been here since 2018. I've been in Canada since 2018, yeah.
Okay, that's just like a year and a half before me, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, how was the whole journey of moving to this country?
Well, it took a whole lot of decision making, a whole lot of thought process, because basically before moving to Canada, I never knew I was going to move to Canada though.
Why?
Because
Nigeria.
Nigeria, and I had the opportunity of also visiting England, Europe as well, because I've got relatives in England. So Canada to me was just probably orchestrated by God. Maybe I just had to be here. So in 2016, 2017, the whole thought about relocation and Canada started pumping up more often. And 2018, I took the deep dive, and here I am today.
Every one of us took that. We took that dive, and when we move here, it's always something different.
Absolutely.
It's like you see something different before you move to Canada, and then you're here, you see the reality, and it's not always like about negative things, like, oh, it's not a good place or anything, but you have a different picture in your head.
Absolutely.
Before you move here. For me, it was different though. I was living in Dubai for a couple of years before I started visiting Canada, like 2 or 3 times before I actually moved at all. And those visits kind of gave me a little bit about the country. Like, how does it feel? Does it look like a home for me? So when I moved here, the picture wasn't as blurry as a lot of people when they come here. Like, wow, is this how Canada is? So those visits for me gave me the opportunity of actually knowing the country.
Sure.
When you moved here, what was the biggest challenge you think you faced when you first moved to Canada?
The biggest challenge I think I faced was basically it was the weather, first of all.
I know.
It was pretty
I
cold.
thought you're not going to talk about it.
More than I expected, and I didn't have very warm shoes,
Okay.
And very warm jackets, and it
You
was
bought one from Lagos, right?
from Lagos. I had the one I used for holidays and stuff like that. So I just felt
made the same mistake in 2009.
I felt it was the same thing. So I had this jacket that I would normally wear in England and stuff, but it was different, so that was a huge shock. But to me, I think over time in life, I see life as a big ocean, right? You being a human being, you just need to learn how to swim.
Exactly. You need to adapt to change.
Exactly. So basically, I think over time, I tried to learn how to swim proper, and still learning how to swim. And when I got into Canada, I said to myself, okay, this is how we need to swim here. And we've been moving it step by step.
So you're swimming properly now?
Well, not proper. You never swim proper in Canada. Exactly. You keep learning every day.
One of the greatest Nigerian comedians here in Canada, Didon, he said, no matter how long you stay in Canada, you'll still be settling down.
Of course, every day you learn new things. Yeah.
So the weather, obviously, I think everyone that moved here, no matter, I studied in Ukraine before I moved to Dubai, so I've seen extreme weather. And I remember when I was going there in 2009, I did the same thing you did, bought a jacket in Lagos, and I got to Simferopol, which is the capital of the place I went to in Ukraine, and it was different. Like, the jacket is not enough for me.
Absolutely.
I didn't know the person that came to pick me up at the airport. Maybe he think I'm going to do what I did, so he came with one jacket and gave it to me. If not, I don't know what would have happened. So weather is always the first thing for everyone that comes to this country. But there's other things as well.
Hmm.
How did you navigate getting into either your career or the career you want to get into? How did your work life started? Where did you start
So basically, when I got in, there were so many options. First of all, I had Tigernut in mind
from? Okay.
because prior to 2018, I think from 2010, I'd already started making Tigernut into juices, and I had
2010 in Nigeria.
yes, I already started it then. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I had people come in, they take it in wholesale, they sell in offices and all that. But the reason I couldn't expand were due to lots of challenges like power supply and stuff like that. So that really was a huge challenge. And basically, I was always doing stuff. I
And when you
had,
come to Canada, you wouldn't want to start that right away as
you
well.
can't even get in right away because the business environment is totally different.
Yeah.
You
You have
know,
to learn that.
you need to understand it. You need to go through the ropes. You need to find people who tell you where to find kitchens, where to find ingredients, what you need to do, because food in Canada is not just food, it's health and safety.
Exactly.
So you need to consider those aspects. So yeah, it was a good ride. I got introduced to Foodpreneur Lab,
Okay.
where I got the first experience on how to register a business.
Okay.
You
But
know,
before you start House of Tiger, because I want us to go deep into that conversation. Were you doing anything in terms of career work here immediately you landed, or when you came, you just have the idea I want to have this Tiger Nut business?
so when I came in, of course, I had the idea, but you
Yes.
can't start like that.
Yes.
So I delved into the security line,
Okay.
where I worked as security guard first of all. Then from there, I transited into condominium,
Okay.
where I was the security supervisor in a condo. Then from condominium, I moved into luxury retail,
Wow.
where I went
That's
into asset protection. And yeah,
that was a very good trajectory because
yes,
it shows you have your plan, you have your goal, you know you can get
absolutely,
there.
absolutely,
And I know you work with some big brands as well
yeah.
in the luxury store. What if you were in that kind of position, that kind of line of work, that you kind of see the corporate ladder going smooth for you, you can see that the glamorous position we always want
Yeah,
in corporate world. Sometimes you might get caught away like maybe I don't need to start a business. Do you feel like that sometimes?
every day because the bills don't stop. It's like they have fertilizers on them. It keeps growing every day.
Yeah,
So delving into your own business, you don't know if it's going to succeed. You don't know if it's
that's
going to work. You don't even know if they're going to like the product in the first place because it's not indigenous to most Canadians. They really don't understand what Tiger Nut is about. So that was a huge challenge. But I think there was a force that actually moved me.
okay.
Because while I was in my 9 to 5, suddenly the company just liquidated. They had to leave Canada and go
That's
back to
another
the
thing.
States.
They'll tell everyone you have to leave.
Exactly. And I just joined the company, I think about 3 months or 4 months. So that was a huge shock. And it gave me a nudge, because I've been thinking of how to get Tiger Nut going. Going to work every day is satisfaction. There's a lot of satisfaction though, because it's a
Especially
fun
financial
place.
satisfaction,
Yes, it's a fun
position.
place, good position, good people, beautiful things. I love fashion. You see lots of clothes, all the big brands and all that. But there's this yearning deep inside you telling you you can do better. Not in terms of just the financial gains, but also in giving birth to your brainchild. Giving you a purpose, giving you something to wake up for, giving you that satisfaction of being a creator.
That's it.
So that was one deep nudge I had inside of me. Like I had to do this. I had to give birth to my brainchild.
I like that way you said to give birth to your own child because sometimes I see business or because people might call it business owner or entrepreneurship. I still think even for you to become entrepreneur, you have to start owning a business, right?
Absolutely.
There's something there that for me it's different from working from I rejected a job that is going to pay me about $48,000 more than what I was earning before.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to lie to you, I felt bad when I
Of
did
course you
that.
should.
But and I still don't know what I wanted to start at that time, but I know I want to do something. I want to start something.
Yes.
It's different. People are scared of getting into it.
Yes,
And I
of
think
course.
when they hear, your story, my story, a lot of amazing Nigerian business owners or even non-Nigerians that have started from where it's very rough,
Hmm.
they can see that it's possible. Now
Yes.
let's go back to the actual story. So you had the idea of Tiger Nut, by the way, you're going to tell people about what Tiger Nut is, like
Absolutely.
the
Yes.
idea of Tiger Nut, because here, anything nuts,
Hmm.
it's some people are kind of
Because
allergic to it
allergies, yeah.
here. They're like, I can't eat nuts and everything. You have to explain if that could happen, the allergic reaction.
Hmm.
You're going to explain that. But how did the the idea now came alive here in Canada. You've done it in Nigeria a little bit, and I know business back home. You try it, it work a little bit, something will stop you from doing it.
Yes.
Electricity, as you said,
Yes.
any other thing. But when you came here, when you start saying that I want to start a business, you were working 9 to 5, you're making money, and then suddenly the company said you guys have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the moment, or you've been doing few things to kind of push you there? Where did that idea came from when you're in Canada?
So basically, here in Canada, I noticed because I was always integrating with the public, meeting different people, and you hear people talk about
Networking.
exactly. You hear people talk about lactose intolerance. Lots of people having lactose intolerance, gluten intolerance, nut allergies, um, dairy, lots of migration to veganism and all that. So while I hear these conversations going, I kept saying to myself that I do have something to fix this.
Fix
I
everything.
have a product that can literally fix this, and not just fixing the lactose and gluten intolerance. There are lots of vitamins and nutrients you can get from it. So how to start was the issue, because you can do a 9 to 5 and also run a business. To me, it's very difficult.
I like that. Sorry, I like that statement. One guy came to us, myself and my friend. He's still working 9 to 5, and he wants us to invest in his business. So the question, one of my friends asked him was, "When are you leaving your job?" And he was like, "Yeah, I still want to run my work for like a year." The guy said, "We are not investing."
Yeah.
And the reason that was in 2021 actually.
Yeah.
And I reasoned with what that guy said. He said, if you can't risk it for your leave your own job and start a business, why would I put my money in your business?
Mm-hmm.
So what you said about you can't run a business like
Effectively.
if you're doing it part-time,
Yeah.
If you're doing it part-time, yes.
Yeah, side
which
piece,
is good
yeah,
to start with.
Mm-hmm.
But to run an actual business,
To
you
grow
can't
it
do 9 to
proper,
5
yeah.
a day, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, continue on how you now get started now in Canada.
Yeah, so the thoughts and everything. So I started doing more research on Tigernut, started understanding more and seeing how it can literally fit into this environment, to see how the taste buds will appeal to it, to see if they're going to like it and all that. So I started doing sampling. You know, I'll take samples to my colleagues, they just try it and they'll be like, oh, this stuff is nice. What is this? I try to educate them on it, and my friends, non-Nigerians, you know, I try to deal more with my target audience, which are Canadians, right? So, and everyone though, but I wanted to understand people who Tigernut is not indigenous to,
yes,
how they will react to the product. So I got very amazing feedback. Lots of people loved it, and that gave me a whole lot of push. And I started finding ways on how to get a business registered, see how you can get your ingredients in safely, and find a place for production, and also find a place to showcase your product. You know, so there are different steps. Of course,
when you're launching a product that goes into the market in Canada,
absolutely,
those are very tough things. There are things you can launch online. You can launch food product online, but people that go into the store need to see your product.
Of course.
So, did you get any organization that support you in terms of financial support, in terms of giving you the knowledge idea of how to actually start a business here?
Financial support, no, not really. For knowledge, yes.
Okay.
I got lots of support in that avenue, like their food accelerator programs, like Foodpreneur Lab, like NCEP, Sokoni Group.
Yes, Sokoni, which is where we met.
Where we met, actually, and that has been so amazing. Like you're given an avenue where you can showcase your products. You're told where you can find stuff and resources. You have people you can literally lean on. Like they hold you all the way. They teach you step by step. So that gave me a whole lot of push.
And I remember when we first met at the event, I see a lot of people coming to your product. When you go to this kind of event, how do people react to it? Even non-Nigerians, because obviously for Nigerians, they know Tigernuts. It's not like a new thing or anything.
Mm-hmm.
How do people non-Nigerians react to it when they come to those events?
So the beautiful thing about Canada is that Canadians are very open-minded. Most Canadians,
they want to try something.
They want to try something new. Because of the allergies, nuts allergies, gluten intolerance and all that, as soon as they see a product that is literally free from these allergens and you are able to express yourself, because like they say, passion persuades, right?
Yes.
So when you're passionate about what you're doing, you'll be able to persuade the customers. So I guess that was one very key factor in having people try the product, because I always have lots of samples at events. And that got the attraction.
Okay. I mean, as you said, people can see when you're passionate about what
passion persuades, yeah.
Even if you don't think they notice, they know that this person is passionate about
because it comes from inside out.
Exactly. I see that when I come to the event and I see you. You know, we've met like 5 events now with Sokoni.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Sokoni.
Yes, shout out to Sokoni.
for the
Yes,
black community, for the
absolutely.
for our community in general, people, business owners, and they are also
Yes,
supporting youths actually,
absolutely.
which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
so you can go
And the
check their
elderly
website as
too.
well.
I got an
Yeah, they
email
did an
there
event recently,
about
right?
the elderly too. So they
So
touch all facets. Yeah, it's beautiful.
they are really doing that. I think the headquarters in Windsor, right?
Yes,
But they
Windsor.
have in Kitchener, they have in Toronto. We met in Toronto.
Yes,
We met in Kitchener as well. I've been
yes,
there
as
as
well.
well.
Yeah.
So which is amazing. Now, how has the business been going in general? Because let's be honest with each other. If you're running a business and you're not making money, and it doesn't look like you're gonna make money, it might not be your calling.
True.
What's happening on that side?
So on that side, like we just launched not too long ago. I started last year.
Okay.
And I'll say actively in June of 2023. It's been amazing, like connecting at farmers markets. And right now I'm looking at scaling, getting into more retail outlets, health food stores, and also stores, trying to make the product more available and accessible to the customer. So,
You have some stores already. I see on your Instagram you have some stores. What are the stores you have a product?
so right now we deal with Tattoo Bakery.
Okay.
We have our products there.
In Toronto?
Yes, on Lakeshore.
Okay.
That's just opposite Humber College.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that should be a very good location.
yeah, it is. It is, and we do have also we do online as well.
Okay.
We sell online, and we connect on farmers markets too. So mostly direct to customer sales.
Okay.
Yeah, that has been amazing.
Are you what's the so in terms of numbers, instead of sales and everything is going on well.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so.
And you're in the business now. What are the challenges you're facing? It might not even be the cash flow
Hmm.
in terms of the knowledge for for people that want to launch a food product or anything that goes into the mouth.
Hmm.
What are the challenges you faced here?
So because it's a new product, there's a lot of awareness piece to it,
Okay.
and awareness comes a whole lot with marketing, with branding, getting people to know what this product is all about. So that's one very huge piece. And of course, that involves a whole lot of money. So
Yeah.
it all goes back to the cash, like having more money for scaling.
Okay.
And yeah, it's mostly the awareness part and also getting into new space. Like I said,
Like new stores or
new stores,
what's the process of that? Does it look difficult?
I won't say difficult. Well, I would. It could look difficult though because there are lots of processes to it. But
Okay.
I would say the processes are doable, especially when you have a product that you really want to work on and you really want to bring to life. The processes and the requirements are attainable. It may just take some time and some money, but they are all attainable.
So, how many of the now tell us about Tiger. I
Yeah.
want to know about this product. I know
Sure.
you have some of it for us here. We have
Yes.
some over there as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Is it just Tiger Nut that you put in the bottle for us with water, or there are other things added to it?
So basically, we have three flavors for the beverages, right?
Okay.
We have the plain tiger nut milk, which is just made with tiger nut and water, is plain.
Okay.
And we have another flavor which is made with tiger nut, coconut, dates, and ginger.
That
And
looks like a big combination.
absolutely. And we also have on the third one, which is tiger nut, coconut, dates, ginger, and cocoa powder. So basically, we try to make all products with natural ingredients,
Okay.
with no preservatives, and we just make sure it's kept safe in refrigerated.
Okay.
And we are big on sustainability. That's why you see you have the beverages in a glass jar.
Yeah, that's true.
Because apart from us having a product, I look on the sustainable part of that product, the sustainability aspect of it, because we need to preserve our bodies as much as we need to preserve the environment. So it's a huge part for us.
So I know there are a lot of programs for products that are kind of taking into consideration the environment. Have you been able to see any of those programs, Canadian programs, that could help your product as well? Because I think I've heard of some of the programs like that they have in this country.
Yeah.
They have a product that is taking into consideration the environment. Have you looked into that, or you've not seen any that's...
So basically, in terms of sustainability, I try as much as I can to go through what aligns in terms of the world sustainability, right? So which has to do with packaging, which has to do with waste reduction and other factors, right? So there are lots of events out there. There are lots of seminars. There's lots of webinars which I've connected with as well to just get some more information. But in connecting with the company one-on-one in terms of sustainability, not yet, but it's something we could actually attain.
Okay. And the tiger nut, it has nuts in it.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's actually not a
I
nut.
want to say it has the word "not" in it
Yes,
because that's exactly what I think will push Canadians back,
true.
especially people that are allergic to nuts.
Yes.
Does this have any allergic reaction to people in terms of people that have nuts allergy?
No, it's actually free because tiger nut is not a nut. It's actually a tuber, like yam, like
Oh,
potatoes.
okay.
So it's free, totally free from nuts.
I wonder where
So
we get the tiger nut name from
I think it's from the
then.
stripes. If you
Okay.
look at the seed of tiger nut, it's got stripes
Oh, okay.
like that of a tiger. So I think that's where, and it's hard as well. So
Mm.
most time people presume anything that's hard is a nut, right? So like they say, it's a hard nut to crack. So anything that is hard is a nut. So I guess that's where the name tiger nut came from, the stripes and the texture.
Okay. So you're from. Do you see any challenge you think you're facing being a new immigrant in this country for the business, or you think you're adapting on that side as well? Because obviously, when you're new to a country, people that have been here for 10 years, even as we said, they're still settling down.
True.
How are you managing coping for trying to settle down and own a business?
Hmm. That's a huge piece. I think it all depends on the individual, right? Like being a new immigrant, I think you should be open-minded to learn. You should open your mind to understand the steps you need to take.
Okay.
You should have your plan and understand how your plan fits into the
To
environment
the
where you
environment
live.
you are in, yeah.
So the beautiful thing about Canada is that it's very supportive. So if you go through the steps, you get good support.
And if you're patient, because that's one
Patience is
big part. If
patience
you
is a virtue. You need to have that.
if you're coming to Canada and you think, I mean, you can be lucky to hit it running in 1 year or 2 years, but are you going to be able to sustain it? That's
Exactly.
another
You
thing.
need to
So
go through the ropes. It's
yeah,
step by step. You put
yeah.
one foot in front of the other and you take it from there.
Is it only this kind of liquid product you have? Because I remember one of the conversations we had. You are planning to get into cookies with tiger nuts as well.
Yes.
What's happening with that
The
part of
cookies
it?
are running. I
Okay,
just don't have some here today. We have cookies, which is
from tiger nut as
from
well.
Tiger Nut. So,
Tell me how
um,
many products you actually have on the tiger nuts.
so right now we have 6 SKUs.
Okay,
So we have 3 SKUs for the beverages. We
okay.
have a granola in 2 SKUs. So I make
Oh,
granola as well from Tiger Nut,
wow.
and we also make the cookies from Tiger Nut. And also we have the Tiger Nut in various snacks.
Okay,
And also planning to make some protein powder and all that from Tiger Nut as well.
okay. What's the goal for 2024? Because I don't want to say what's the goal for the next 3 years. But
Yeah.
see, in business, you might not be able to really, really plan for next 3, 5 years because you don't know if your business will still make sense in the next 2, 3 years.
True.
But at least we can look into the next 4 quarters and say, you know what, this is the plan.
Yeah.
What's the plan for Tiger Nut, House of Tigernut, which is the name of the brand, for this year, 2024?
So in 2024, we're looking at having these new products added to our SKUs and also make the product more accessible to customers by getting into health stores, getting into some retail outlets as well, and see how far we grow. So mostly sales and distribution for 2024.
Sales and distribution. Are you looking to expand outside of Ontario or outside of Toronto? Right now, you only in Toronto.
Right now, we are just based in
So
Toronto right
probably
now.
the goal for 2024 might be to first expand out of Toronto and then see how Ontario can know about it.
You know what? Toronto is a big market, first of all.
That's true, actually.
Let's see how we can get into Toronto first of all. And if it all depends on how the flow goes.
Okay.
Of course, we're always ready to expand that every time. Yeah.
The production of all these products.
Yes.
Do you have where you're making the mass production now?
Yes.
Are you where everything is being produced?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I think with the way I see your product, I genuinely feel like it's going to be a big product soon. And with your goal of 2024, of making sure it gets to the market, because I think you're doing, direct to the customer now. When you start to supply big stores,
Yeah.
the Walmart of the world, Costco, or Freshco and all this, I know you want to start with the
Health food
stores.
stores and specialty stores. Yeah.
Have you been able to connect with some of the health stores, like the big ones?
Yeah, we're having some talks with some stores, and hopefully we're expecting some good outcome very soon.
I hope so too. I pray so.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to go into any of these stores and see my brother's product on the shelf.
Sure, that's gonna
Seeing
happen
everybody
soon.
rocking it and buying it. And if you're watching this podcast, if you're listening, if you haven't tried the House of Tigernut products, you're missing out.
Absolutely.
I've tried about 2 of the products, and I can tell you it's really, really good. I have some of it here that I'm going to be taking up today as well. And I would actually like to try one of them with my
Sure.
coffee.
Absolutely, please go
This
on.
is the one that I should try with coffee, right?
Yes, you could.
Because I know you told me I can put it in my coffee, and I'm a coffee person, by the way.
That's a good one.
I drink coffee almost every day, so I would want to try one at least. And this is the one you said is just the
Yeah, the
Tiger
dairy
Nut, right?
alternative. You could try that.
Okay, dairy alternative. That's, you see, you hear that? Dairy alternative. For all of you that don't like to, use dairy, milk, or cream, this might be the best one for you. I can taste it actually, even though I have my coffee already.
What do you think?
I can taste, of course, I can
Right.
taste that Tiger
Very
Nut
nice, yeah.
right away already.
Nice.
If you really, really haven't tried this, you're missing out. You can find this. He has his Instagram page. Actually, that's what I want you to do.
Sure.
Because you said you're doing a lot of online sales now.
Yes.
And obviously, any business owner today that don't have their presence online, they're missing out.
Yeah.
How can people find your product online?
Sure. So you can find our products on our website on www.houseoftigernut.com. And also you can find us on Instagram on @houseoftigernut.
So people can just order on Instagram and you go to get it delivered.
Yes.
Is it anywhere in Ontario or anywhere in Canada?
Not Canada.
Not Canada wide yet.
Yeah.
The Ontario people are still the one that can
Enjoy
or
it for
Toronto,
now.
GTA in general.
Toronto, basically, yeah.
Okay. So they find you on Instagram, they can find you on your website. What about if any of these stores? You never know. Some of these stores might be watching this podcast now on YouTube or listening as well while they're driving or something. How can they be like a distributor or get your product in their store?
Sure. They can also, any store or any distributor interested in our product, you can reach us. You can send an email on info@houseoftigernut.com, or you can actually log on the website www.houseoftigernut.com, and on that space you can find the space to send us an email.
Okay.
And there are contacts there where you can call directly as well.
So you hear that? You want to have this beautiful product in your store? Please reach out to Micheal. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you.
Coming today.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it. I hope we're going to have time to do a lot of other collaborations.
Absolutely.
I hope we're going to meet in more events. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I know this product is going to be
Thank you very
the best
much.
product in Canada, sir.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care, bro.
I appreciate it.